Okay guys, so this is operating systems basics. This is our session 6 demonstration. If you guys haven't watched our session 6 lecture, I strongly advise you to do that because I have many details of each one of the tools that we're going to be demonstrating now. You also going to be seeing how we can use some of them in our system in order to perform some troubleshooting as well. Okay, let's get going. So what we have is, the first thing I want to do here, guys, I want to show you how to open Event Viewer. I want to show you some of the logs that we have in our system. I want to show you guys Task Manager, how you can identify the processes that demand most resources. I also want to show you guys how you can verify real-time system performance, how you can verify the resources being used by a user, how to verify which programs are enabled during startup as well. Next, we're going to be seeing performance monitor, how we can monitor performance of a hard drive. We're going to be performing system file check as well to check for system file integrity. We're going to be performing a system update verification as well. We're going to use programs and features to check which programs and features we have installed in our system. And last, we're going to be using memory diagnostic tools. Let's get started here, guys. Before we actually jump into the demonstration, let's get back to our desktop environment. So in your Windows desktop environment, guys, if you type the Windows key in your keyboard, or if you click here in the startup menu, you get the startup menu. So if you start typing whatever it is that you're looking for in your system, in this case I want to show you guys my system information. So if I start typing system information or MSC432, which is the name of this application, I will get all the information on my system right now. So as you guys can see, I have a few things about my processor, a few things about my RAM modules, a few things about all of my system here. But what I want to show you guys here is that the operating system that I'm using is Windows 10 Pro, and we are talking about version 10.0.18362. Okay, now let's get started, guys. If you're using a slightly different version of Windows, some of these steps might differ a little bit, especially if you're using Windows 8. So some of the tools, they have a slightly different name, so you're just gonna have to look for the equivalent, and that is it. So let's get started here. Let's open our event viewer. Let's see if my system has registered any useful information lately, and if that information is actually useful for me while I'm doing some troubleshooting in my machine. So if I type my Windows key once again, and if I just start typing event viewer, I can see the application right here. So as soon as I open the application, guys, this is what I have. This is my event viewer console. Okay, so these are all the types of events that happen into my machine. Okay, I'm interested in Windows logs. So if I click here into this folder, Windows log folders, I have my logs divided into groups. Okay, so I have application logs, which are all the information gathered from any application. If there was an error, if it's an information, if it's a warning, whatever it is that happens into an application, it's going to be logged in here. Okay, it's interesting because when you actually check your event viewer, guys, you actually have detailed information of what happened. Okay, so for this specific log here, it actually tells me the date and time that this log was created. Okay, it tells me what type of event ID. It tells me exactly what happened here. Okay, we also have security logs, everything related to security into your system. All the information will be logged in here. We have our setup logs as well, system logs in general as well, and forwarded events. Okay, so these are all the information from your entire system, guys. Everything will be registered here. Everything that's going on in your system will basically be registered in here. So it's very important for you guys to actually know how to navigate through Event Viewer and actually learn how to check a log, for example. Okay, so in your security logs, you can actually verify if someone has actually tried to log into your system and it failed for some reason. Like let's say someone was actually trying to log in into your system and it was trying to guess the password. It's actually going to generate a fail log, so it's going to be telling you that the logon wasn't succeeded because there was actually password mismatch and things like that. Okay. All right, so this is Event Viewer, guys. So have a look at Event Viewer into your system. Check whatever it is that you have in your system. So if your system has crashed, guys, sometimes the system will actually generate a log into your system log, and it will actually tell you what happened. So in here, I actually had a system error log, and if I click in here, I actually can see that there was actually a driver detected an internal driver error. So I had a driver error here on this date. It was actually today. So I can actually check many things here. So it's pretty cool. You can actually check informations, warnings, errors, and so on and so forth. All right. Now, guys, I want to show you Task Manager, guys. This is our next step. I actually want to show you guys what you can actually observe in your Task Manager console. So once again, you can just use your Windows key, start type Task Manager, and then you'll be prompted to Task Manager. Alternatively, as I taught you guys in the lecture, you can just also press Ctrl Alt Delete, and you get the logon screen, or you can just type Ctrl Shift ESC to get in escape to get here straight away into Task Manager. Okay, guys, Task Manager is super helpful. And why is that? Because it's actually going to tell you whatever it is that is running into your computer in real time. As you guys can see here right now, I'm running a whole bunch of applications, and that is because I'm recording the lecture. I also have my Google Chrome open at the same time. I have Microsoft PowerPoint. I have all my processes open here. Okay. Then the cool thing is you can actually analyze which program is running the most resources. So if you click into the memory tab here, in the memory column, you can actually filter based into the amount of memory that the system is used. So you can organize the processes into the order of memory usage, into the order of disk usage, into the order of network usage, to the order of GPU usage. So you can actually understand into your system what are the processes that are consuming too much resources. Okay, and why is that important, Robert? And that is because it's obvious, guys. If a program is running too much resources and it's just consuming too much of your system, you're not going to be able to open the things that are important. So sometimes some of the processes, they will be actually background processes, so they running on the background. You're not even aware that they open until you actually open Task Manager. And through Task Manager, you can observe the amount of resources that particular process is using. And the cool thing here is, if a process is running too much resources, you can just go ahead, click into the process here. For example, I'm not using Creative Cloud at the moment, so Creative Cloud, even though I'm not using it right now, it's consuming 171 megabytes of my RAM. So if I'm actually not using it, and if I'm not going to be using it for a while, it would be interesting for me to be able to just end the task, and then just free up some space from my system, and that would allow these resources to be used somewhere else. Okay. Also, I can also check the power usage of each one of the applications as well. Okay. The cool thing here is, guys, if you have many users into your machine and many users are logged in at the same time, you can actually go to your users tab here, and you can check the amount of resources per user. So you can actually observe how much resources, CPU resources, memory resources, disk resources, a particular user is using. And if you think that user is not supposed to be using that amount of resources, you can actually do some further investigation on that matter as well. Okay. In here, guys, in Test Manager, you're also able to verify through your Startup tab. You can check what are the programs that are actually starting with your operating system, and those are the programs that are actually going to be starting with your system. So you can actually remove some of them, disable some of them, and that is actually going to speed up the process of your booting system. So when you get at the time that your computer is ready to use, before it's actually ready to use, your operating system is actually trying to open all of these programs that are enabled uh, in the startup. So sometimes if your computer is running too slow to start up, as we mentioned in the lecture, you can just come here and disable some of them. For example, I never use Creative Cloud all the time that I start up my computer. So it's interesting if I could just, disable it. I don't need it to be running during startup, so I can disable it and just free up some resources from my system as well during the startup process. Okay. You can also check the performance, the real-time performance in your system by using Task Manager. It's pretty cool, guys. You can check the memory usage. You can check CPU usage in real time as well. Disk usage for each one of the disks, the physical disks that you have installed. We also have Ethernet as well and Wi-Fi. As you guys can see, I have nothing connected to my Ethernet, and that's because I'm not connected using an Ethernet cable. So I only have data coming and going to my system via Wi-Fi. So I can actually observe the spikes that I have here, which are the times that I'm most using bandwidth. You can check the GPU as well. So this is really nice. If you guys play a few games that use a lot of GPU resources, you can actually verify the amount of GPU processing that a certain game requires you. Okay. From here, it's pretty cool, guys, because this is actually a simplified version of a resource monitor. From here, we can open our resource monitor. And as you guys can see, the resource monitor is basically this performance tab from our task manager, but more detailed. So you got more information exactly on each one of the things that are running into your system. So in here, you only get an overall usage of your CPU. Over here, you actually have per process consumption of your CPU resources and GPU resources, as well as your disk usage, network usage, and memory usage as well. Okay, so there you go, guys. We already seen Event Viewer, we already seen Task Manager. What do we have next here? Next, we're going to be checking Performance Monitor. Okay, so if I just come here again to my startup menu, if I open my Performance Monitor, guys, this Performance Monitor will allow you to configure exactly what you're interested in monitoring. Okay, so in here I created a performance counter for processor time. So I was particularly interested in my processor time, and I'm monitoring it in real time, as you guys can see here. But the cool thing is you can actually add whatever it is that you're interested in. So if I come in here, I can actually create a new one, create a new data collector set, and I can include whatever it is that I'm interested in. So I'm just gonna say example 1. Yep, saving root, save. Just gonna type. Yeah. Let's go. It's actually not going. No, wait a minute, guys. So you come here again. You can actually add. I created it already, so I'm just gonna add the counter. It's gonna be easier. I don't have to type the credentials. But if you guys come here, you can actually add a counter, so you can actually add whatever it is that you're interested in analyzing in your performance monitor. So here, for example, you could add that you're interested in verifying your TCP v4 information. and you have some counters that you're interested in. So I might be interested in, let's say, active connections. So I can just come here and add it to my counter. If I click OK, now I have it here, and now my system is just gonna start. My system is just gonna start monitoring it, as you guys can see here. So now it's not monitoring my CPU time anymore. It's monitoring my connection, my active connections. Okay. So as you guys can see here, this spike, the highest spike was the time that I had more TCP connections opened, and you guys can see the exact time here, and then you can use this information in order to troubleshoot your system as well. All right, there you go guys, this performance monitor. Now I'll show you guys how to actually check system files as well. As I told you guys in the lecture, if you open command prompt as administrator, you can actually just do sfc scan now, and that will scan your system for system file errors. It takes some time to complete, and after it's completed, guys, it's actually going to tell you if you had any system file corruptions and things like that. All right, what do we have next? We also have programs and features. Oh yeah, all right. So guys, if you come to your startup menu once again, start type programs and features. In Windows 10, they actually call add or remove programs. But if you open it, you're actually going to be able to see everything that is installed in your computer right now at the moment. Okay, so you see everything, the games that you have, everything that you have installed. I have Microsoft Office, I got NordVPN, I've got Cloud, I got so many programs, guys. The thing is, if you think a program is not running as it was supposed to be, you can actually uninstall the program, install the program again, guys. That sometimes solves the issue straight away. Okay, because as I mentioned in the lecture, sometimes the program that you have is actually corrupted. Some of the program files are corrupted, so you're not going to be able to run the program properly. So you should just try to uninstall it and install it again. All right. What else do we have here? Yeah, now I'm going to show you guys how to use memory diagnostic tools. As I mentioned in the lecture, it's a very useful tool for you guys to troubleshoot your memory. If you type your Windows key once again and you start typing memory diagnostic tools, that's the app that you're looking for. So I'm just going to open it right now. So as you guys can see, a window pops up. That is because your Windows Memory Diagnostic Tools needs to restart the system because it's not going to be running within Windows. All right, it's actually going to be copying and reading some files directly into your memory. So that's why. But the results will be shown into your event viewer, guys. So after you finish your memory diagnostic tools, I'm not going to run it here right now because otherwise it's going to interrupt my recording. So I don't want to do it here, but you guys should do it at your house. Try to do it in your system, and you see if you got some memory errors as well. Alright guys, so that's it. That's just a quick overview of the tools that we have available, guys. I'm pretty sure I haven't mentioned all of the tools. I haven't demonstrated all of the tools that I've mentioned in the lecture, but I strongly suggest you guys, if you got some time, take some time to do it in your house, do it in your system. See whatever it is that you have that you're not supposed to have in your system, uninstall some programs and features, and I'm sure you're going to get a faster computer. I'm sure you're going to be able to tune your computer. I'm sure you're going to be able to increase your performance as well. This is the end of the demonstration, guys. I wanted to keep this video very quick because it's the second video of the week, guys. But I strongly advise you guys, try to perform the test within your own system. Do some research. If you're not using Windows 10 and you're still using Windows 8, It doesn't matter. Just try to use alternative tools that basically do the same thing and that allow you to do the same thing, monitor the same thing, uh, and you're good to go, guys. Get ready. Get ready for the job market. Try to learn a few things here and there. Try to learn as much as you can to troubleshoot your own system because you will save a lot of time, guys, if you start doing your own troubleshooting, if you start doing your own maintenance, guys. So just keep doing it, keep doing the best practices. Don't forget to check your system, don't forget to check your system logs, don't forget to check your performance monitor and things like that. Okay, if you got any question, if you're not able to do some of the tests that I've showed you guys here in the demonstration, let me know. If you have any issues, let me know. If you don't have a computer that is capable of doing the things that I showed you guys in this video. For those of you guys that don't have a Windows machine at home, we are actually creating some lab machines on the cloud that you guys are going to be able to access through your web browser, and I'll give you guys more details throughout the week. If you're not able to do that, just send me a message. Um, I'll be happy to learn to actually hear from you guys. What are your thoughts and concerns about this? Okay. Have a great week, guys. Keep studying, keep reading the chapter, and I'll see you soon.